Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about a Blu-ray that I watched yesterday. This is the Kino Lorber edition of a 1964 movie called The Chalk Garden that stars Deborah Kerr, Hayley Mills, and John Mills and Dame Edith Evans. Chalk Garden was based on a very successful play by Enid Bagnall, successful both on Broadway and in the West End. It also has um, it's also been revived many times, most recently I think in the early 2000s with Felicity Jones playing the Hayley Mills part. It's, uh, it's, it's beautifully photographed. There are, uh, we see white cliffs, we see chalky landscape. These are the white cliffs of East Sussex, not the white cliffs of Dover. Um, Arthur Ibbotson, who was a legendary cinematographer, did filmed them in beautiful Technicolor. This is a great restoration. The set designs are beautiful. I must say that I think a lot of people are going to find the play a bit old-fashioned, maybe even a bit stodgy. There is, however, a terrific dialogue in it. Um, it's a denouement. It's a climactic moment that I'm sure in the old theatrical days would get where the secret is revealed. And I'm sure would have gotten a gasp out of the audience. Today it's kind of ho-hum maybe. But and also we get a terrific cast in this film, and that includes Deborah Kerr. And it's really interesting, I think, Deborah Kerr in this movie. She was sort of become very much typecast. She plays a governess. She's hired to be a governess for this very troubled young teenager who's played by Hayley Mills. And Deborah Kerr played a governess in the very successful musical The King and I, and in The Innocents a few years before this. But this film also, her character and performance there also reminded me a good bit of Bonjour Triste, which in her relationship with Gene Seberg in that film. So I guess she was offered these kind of parts because she was so good at playing it, and she's certainly really good in this movie. And the other interesting actor who's at a juncture was Hayley Mills. She was 18 when she made the play. She's probably playing maybe a couple of years, 2 or 3 years younger in the context of the movie. She was a great child star with big hits, Parent Trap, I mentioned in a previous video, Whistle Down the Wind in Tiger Bay. And it's very difficult, like with Shirley Temple, where you, as a child actor, you develop certain tendencies, maybe overplaying, acting, making sure that you're sort of cute and endearing yourself with the audience. Hayley Mills really tries hard, and she's a favorite of mine. She said in subsequent years, she said that she would drive to the set along with her father, John Mills, who's also in this movie, plays the butler of this household where Hayley Mills is being brought up by her grandmother. They would rehearse their lines as they drove to, they had a long drive to and from the set, and they would rehearse their lines together as they drove in the car. And the grandmother in the movie is played by Dame Edith Evans, and she had played the part on stage. She had played it, I think, a couple of times. She was sort of associated with the role, so it was a coup to get her. But she had not made many films when she was younger, and then in this period of time, in the 1960s, she made a whole bunch of films and got some awards for films she made a couple years later called Whispers. I'll always remember her and highly regard her from a film called The Importance of Being Earnest, where she is the definitive Lady Bracknell. 1964 was very much a transitional year, so I think even in 1964, this might have seemed a rather old-fashioned movie. It was a hit, though. The movie was a hit, and in just a couple of years, Hollywood would change, or movies in general would change tremendously with newfound freedoms. But the precision of the playing, the set design, just the whole all-around craftsmanship of the movie is really top-notch. I certainly enjoyed it a great deal. There is a commentary. It's a very informative commentary, but the man who made the commentary, let me see if I can get his name here, Tim Lucas, it seemed like he spent more than half the runtime of the movie discussing the theatrical history of the film, of the movie, of the stage plays, all the different productions who acted in them. I like theatrical history almost as much as I like film history, so it didn't bother me, but he doesn't stick to the, I'm sure some people will be bothered he's wandering away. Some commentators do. I mean, it's a challenging thing to talk about a movie for an hour and a half, but nevertheless it had a lot of interesting information. So this is Kino Lorber's The Chalk Garden. I got it along with a whole bunch of other movies in the recent Kino Lorber sale, and I'll be talking about all of them periodically in the next couple of weeks. Well, for those of you who have stuck with me this far, all I can say is I thank you, I highly appreciate it, and I will catch you next